Shireen Shashu tries to forget the pain suffered under years of ISIL rule. It's a hard task. ISIL fighters used her as a sex slave, causing deep physical and emotional scars. An estimated 7,000 Yazidi women and girls were taken from Sinjar. Many had to endure what Shireen went through. She's found her sons after ISIL lost its last territory in Syria, but her 2 daughters are still missing.
I miss my daughters so much. I would give my life if I could see them again.
It's hard for her sons to readjust as they've forgotten their language and feel disconnected from the Yazidi culture. But one of her most painful memories is when Shireen lost her husband in Sinjar.
They dug a hole in the backyard, killed and dumped several bodies. We saw it in Koju town, behind the trench. We saw many dead bodies. I couldn't go to see my husband. I was banned from reaching that place. They killed many people that day.
5 years since the Yazidis were targeted by ISIL, mass graves are still being uncovered. A special United Nations investigative team to promote accountability for crimes committed by ISIL, called UNITAD, is currently examining evidence. While most families in this camp are Yazidis, the UN body investigating ISIL war crimes says that Sunnis, Shias, Shabak, everyone suffered under ISIL. And UNITAD is trying to hold ISIL accountable for the crimes it committed. The UN-mandated investigative body says it's making progress.
But we've had some very, major successes in terms of receiving information and evidence. We have 600,000 plus videos now. We have received information from government authorities, and best practices were needed for ensuring that evidence was collected in a way that it could be preserved and it could be admissible in different courts in different parts of the world.
A forensic lab has been set up to test DNA samples from mass graves. Experts are seeking more funding to improve and expedite their work. The director told us that matching DNA samples is a complicated task. It requires comparing samples from mass graves with victims' families. Some are still in Syria and many others are living abroad.
We're looking for missing bodies, and most are in mass graves located in remote areas. These places are full of landmines, and it gets very hot in areas like Sinjar, and the staff can only work during early hours of the morning.
Regardless of the challenges involved, thousands of Yazidis in camps like this one want justice. And even though they want to move on with their lives, many like Shireen don't want to return to their homes in Sinjar. She says the place has horrible memories and she'd rather wait to be reunited with her daughters as long as that may take. Osama bin Javaid, Al Jazeera, Kabartu Camp, Dohuk.